It's all about breakfast today, and we're going to make homemade, all from scratch, breakfast sausage patties. My goodness, the flavor profile that I put together for these sausages is amazing. We're going to have a little smokiness along with a little heat and a little sweet. Everyday ingredients that you probably have either in your cabinet, pantry, or you can get your hands on it, okay? So I'm going to go over the ingredients just quickly and then bring you up close so we can go ahead and make our sausage patties. First of all, this is ground chicken breast, okay? It is not ground turkey. You can use ground turkey. Both ground turkey and ground chicken are very, very lean. However, what I have found when it comes to making these sausages in particular, that the ground turkey comes out, no matter what I tend to do, just a tad bit drier than I feel they should. And the chicken breast doesn't do that, okay? So now, I bought this already ground. If you have a grinder, you can buy chicken thighs, skinless, boneless, chicken breast, skinless, boneless, and grind it yourself. Or you can ask your meat department to grind it for you. Now, if it is on sale, they probably won't grind it for you, okay? Just my experience, all right? They say, okay, it's already reduced, and now you're asking me to do something else. Okay, yeah, I am, but at any rate, that's another story for another time. In this, of course, I'm going to be using some of my Pam's Preps all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to add some additional garlic powder, onion powder, a tad bit of cinnamon. Don't leave out any of the ingredients that I am telling you. Yes, a tad bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon tends to bring out the flavor profile of other ingredients. Using some red pepper flakes, a little 100% organic maple syrup. I am using a little liquid smoke. Now, I know a lot of you all may not want to use the actual liquid smoke. It really doesn't have very many ingredients in here, and only one that I personally don't agree with. However, I'm not going on the grill to cook these sausages, okay? I do use this periodically, sparingly. I will also be using some thyme, which is from my garden, Scaredy Cat Gardener, and rubbed sage, which again is from my garden at the Scaredy Cat Gardener on YouTube. So, and I will be using some beef tallow. I know I'm using chicken and I'm using beef. I'm using beef tallow, but this beef tallow will provide an amazing flavor, and it's going to keep it moist and juicy. Now, if you just don't want to use beef tallow, I would suggest you can use duck fat. Beef tallow, for me personally, I like that flavor profile in these sausages a little bit better than I do the duck fat, but it's still amazing either way. You can also grind up some bacon and add that to it. You need to add some sort of additional fat to this recipe in order for them not to just seize up and be kind of hard or tough or just dry. Okay, now I love to cook, but I also love quick and easy. So for this recipe, sure, you can put all your ingredients together if you want. I just simply go ahead and add them in, and then we'll mix it together. First off is my Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning. And the full recipe, measurements, and all these ingredients, you will be able to find at pamspreps.com. Okay, going in with a little garlic powder, onion powder. When I'm cooking for myself and my family, I don't measure, I just put, this is a little cinnamon. Red pepper flakes. And if you don't want the heat, you can simply leave it out, okay? If you don't want the smokiness, simply leave it out. And we're going to put in some thyme. Now this is just simply thyme that I grew and dehydrated in my garden. Oh, it smells so good already. And the same for the sage. This is sage that I grew, dehydrated, and then I ground it into what's a rub. It's not dried. Rubs are typically fluffier than actual dried herbs. So we're gonna put this sage in here. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. I am adding in a little salt. And this is just organic 100% maple syrup. I do not like the taste of honey in this particular recipe. So we're just gonna go in with some maple syrup. Now I'm getting ready to add in my Wagyu beef tallow. Just want a couple of spoonsful of it. It's like a tablespoon per pound. So that's why you see me going in with a little bit more. Now we're gonna get in here with our hands and mix it up. Okay, so it should look like this when you're done. Now, personally, I don't like to make all my patties up at once. I like to make them up, and as I make them, put them directly into my skillet. You can make them up. You can actually make them all up and freeze them. If you do, put them on parchment paper in a single layer, let them freeze uncovered, and then you can go ahead and put them in an airtight container. I am heating my skillet on medium-low heat because you don't want to cook these too fast. Otherwise, because that maple syrup is in there, they will caramelize too fast on the outside, won't be done on the inside. So what you'll have is burnt sausage at the end of the day. Not that you can't eat it. I mean, we all been there, but I'm just saying. Also, too, as you can probably tell just by looking at this, it's very sticky. So when you get ready to form your sausage patties, you will need to make sure your hands are wet. This works much better using your hands as opposed to gloves like I had on when I mixed it. Feel free to use gloves, but I would suggest make sure your hands are absolutely clean and just use your hands. I have a pot of water right here. This is just nothing but just water, okay? I will switch that water out periodically to keep it clean. But before I get ready to make my sausage patties, I will dip my hands in the water first, make my patties, and then put them in the skillet. So what I have in the skillet melting right now is, again, beef tallow. This is probably about 1.5 tablespoons of beef tallow. If you don't want to use the beef tallow or duck fat, then just use olive oil, okay? Olive oil will work just as well. Now, olive oil is not going to give you the moisture you need for inside of your sausage patties, but you can absolutely use it to cook the sausage patties in the skillet. So we're going to let this heat up and we'll be back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, wet our hands and then make our patties. So I'm literally wetting my hand, pretty much my whole hand, both of them. You can try to make these as even as possible as far as size is concerned, but keep in mind, this is homemade. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be rustic, more on the rustic side, okay? Just don't make them too thin. You want them to be a nice bite Okay, your skillet should be getting good and hot, but it doesn't need to be we're not deep frying. Okay, this is with the patty. Just make a patty. Okay, and you see how it's not sticking too much to my hands because my hands are wet. And just put that in there. The key is to cook them low and slow. Again, I'm dipping my hands back in the water. Okay, making my next patty. You don't want them to be so different in size, like a real little bitty one, unless you just have a little bitty small amount left over, because they'll cook pretty much at the same time. Okay. So I'm gonna finish getting these done and we'll be back. Okay, after about 5 minutes, you want to go in and turn them over. If you have a famous broke spatula, I would suggest using that. Oh my goodness, they are looking delicious, nice and golden brown. Oh my goodness. Let them cook on the other side. Okay, once they are nice and golden brown on both sides, they're pretty much done. But if you want to check the temperature, make sure it's 165 internal temperature, okay? And they should be nice and golden brown like that. Nice little crispy bits. Looking good. Oh my goodness. So we want to take these out. Look how wonderful those look. Don't they look amazing? Oh my goodness, and they smell even better. Now, even though you see this little oil in here, because you have maple syrup, as the oil that releases from the actual chicken gets into here, it kind of starts to caramelize around the edges. That's how you get that nice caramelization that's on there. However, going back in for your second batch, you need to add some more oil into the skillet. So I am adding some more beef tallow. And this is Wagyu beef tallow. And it gives it an amazing flavor. It helps caramelize it. Like I said, you can use duck fat, get those crispy bits. And if you just don't want to use any of those animal products, you can use olive oil. But at this point, add some more olive oil in, okay? Don't forget to wet your hands going in for your next batch. When my skillet is nice and hot, I turned it down a little bit. Oh my goodness, we are done, and oh my goodness, don't they look amazing? Ooh, these are delicious looking. Ah, and they smell divine. Oh my goodness. Now, that amount actually made 14 and a half. You probably can get closer to a dozen or a couple of dozen if you made them smaller or thinner, I should say. But you know, I like a bite in mine, so this is the perfect size. That was 2 pounds of ground chicken, okay, that made 14. So 1 pound probably would have made 7, which kind of like is, you know, depending on how many people you have, is enough for a meal if you got 3 people or something like that. So that's a good amount for me and my family. You can expand it, you can make more, you can make them thinner, you can make them smaller. You can do a lot. You can make these into links if you want. Just form them into links and still do the same thing, just rolling them when you're turning them. Or if you want to actually make them formed, you could put them in some plastic wrap. Put them in some plastic wrap, twist it up really tight, and either freeze them or let them sit in the refrigerator for a while to get that particular shape. But you know what? I don't need to do all that. This is just fine. And if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. You could be anywhere in the world with anyone, but you're here with me, and I really do appreciate it. If you are not subscribed to the channel, take a second and subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. Let's get to 1.5 million subscribers together. Returning subscribers, thank you so much for keep coming back again and again, spending time with me. And for my channel members, oh my goodness, thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Again, the recipe will be at pamspreps.com, same place that you can get your Pam's Prep seasonings, and there's ebooks there, and there's some more things coming. My thyme and my sage that we use today from my garden. And if you want to see the things I'm doing in my garden, at the Scaredy Cat Gardener on YouTube, and my other two channels, Pam's POV and Pam's Pop-Ups. Pam's Pop-Ups is where I go live every now and then, and Pam's POV is tips, tricks, hacks, and just life information to try to help make your life a little bit easier. Okay, we gotta do a taste test. This smells so good. We need smell-o-vision. Yes, we do. I gotta show you. This is the little mini one. I said 14 and a half. Just a little. Look at that caramelization on there. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at that caramelization. Delicious. You need to cook low and slow though. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Let me break this open. See the inside. Ooh. Okay. You have the smokiness. Just a little bit of heat in the back of your mouth as it's going down. Not too much. Ooh, and the maple syrup, just a little hint of sweetness. Feel free to customize it though. If I'm using something that you and your family don't like, don't want to use, scratch it. 86 it, leave it out, okay? Oh my goodness. I'm going to make some pancakes and some eggs and some coffee, and I will see you all next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.